everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so for this video I am going to be unboxing and reviewing the 4K picture of Event Horizon. Now I have to tell you, I am a huge fan of this movie. I'm a huge fan of genre, you know, sci-fi horror movies. And you don't see too many of them anymore. As a matter of fact, I would nearly go as far as to say this is probably the last great sci-fi horror movie that we actually got. I can't think of another movie since. But yes, I'm very excited to see this movie. I was actually about to watch it a couple of months ago on Blu-ray, and then it got announced on 4K, so I actually held off. So I've been dying to watch this now for the last couple of months. Like I said, I held off. I wanted to see it in the best possible way. And it really is when you do see this movie on 4K. I will get to that now very soon. As for the movie itself, people are not really aware of it out there, it's about the crew of the Lewis and Clark. They are sent to the planet Neptune, I think it is, to salvage and rescue the spacecraft, the Event Horizon, which disappeared years before and has just reappeared. The only problem, it hasn't reappeared by itself. There's something in the corridors of the Event Horizon. I have to admit that Paul Anderson done a wonderful job on the directing of this movie. Now I don't, you know, normally praise Paul Anderson too often. He does make some absolutely terrible movies, but for this one, he really did get it right. And the set design of this movie is absolutely key. The Event Horizon looks beautiful. It's just a great set into a horror movie. But another great thing about this movie that I do love, and it's great when you do see it, you don't see it too often, is the cast of this movie. I love character-driven, you know, sci-fi horror movies. You don't see them too much, but when they do happen, it's great to see, and the cast in this movie is amazing. You know, you have Lawrence Fishburne, you have Sam Neill in there as well, you got Jolie Richardson, you've got Kathleen Quinlan, Jason Isaacs, Sean Pertwee, Jack Noseworthy, just an absolute fantastic cast, and every one of them deliver in this movie. It really is a great horror movie, and if you are big into your sci-fi horror movies, you owe it to yourself to check this movie out. And if you are going to check it out on 4K. I think you're really going to love it. Right, so let's take us around this set first, and then we'll come back and we'll briefly talk about the 4K transfer. Right, so here we go, Event Horizon. So the first thing I'm going to praise is the artwork. They went back to the original artwork on this box set, which I do love, because the Steelbook that you get inside this does have alternate artwork, and it would have been so easy for them to just repeat the same on the hard box. But thankfully, they went back to the original artwork, and I was always a fan of this artwork. I do love it. So as you can see, you've got Lawrence Fishburne there and Sam Neill, and I've also got the Event Horizon. If you can sort of see there as well, you can see the spacecraft Lewis and Clark as well. So over here is everything you can get. You get in this set. That is a sticker. It can be removed. So yeah, love the artwork on this. Lovely hard box as well, in case anyone's wondering. So take us around to the spine of it. Now this might annoy a few people, but the ratings here, these are not stickers. They cannot be removed. I know a few people out there don't like that, but look, it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. So then take us around to the back artwork, and I'll just bring you in closely there so you can have a look at some of the features there. And something's telling me it's going to be nothing new. I say that we probably got these with the previous Blu-ray release. Again, I could be wrong. And there's a look at some of your technical aspects as well. So that is the back of the box, and then just to the spine there, as you can see, you get this envelope, and you do get the Event Horizon Steelbook. Right, so let's open this up and have a look at it. And oh, right, okay. This envelope is very flimsy. It feels very flimsy. But I'm going to quickly just show you the artwork on this. So as you can see, that's the gateway, and I love the set design of that gateway in this movie. It looks brilliant. So there's nothing on the spines of this, no, nothing on the top or bottom, and that is the back of it. And as you can sort of see there, you got Liberate tutte me ex inferis, save yourself from hell. So yeah, that line scared the shit out of me in this movie. So right, let's take everything out. Wow, this is that envelope seems to be real kind of overkill for what you do get inside this. So right, let's have a look and see. So we've got a patch here, and it's the patch for the crew of the Lewis and Clark. So yeah, it's just a simple little patch. Some of the little pieces that you get in this, it does kind of remind me of Paramount's release that they done for Escape from LA. Some of the things do seem a little bit pointless, but that's actually not a bad looking patch. Right, so move that to a side. Then you've got this pin here. I will, you know what? I will open it just so you can actually have a look at it. So it's the most pointless looking pin I have ever seen. Look at that. What is this point in that? It's so unbelievably small. Yeah, definitely not like the pins you get with the Titans Occult release. So again, I hope you can get a look at that. Sorry about the shadow, but yeah, you can get a good idea of it. Right, so move that to a side. And then you get this nice blueprint of the Event Horizon. I'll see if I can get this in frame, just to give you an idea. So that's the top part of the blueprint there. And it basically just shows you everything where the headquarters are and, you know, the med lab and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's nice to actually get the Event Horizon blueprints. And then there's just a little bit more down the bottom there. So, believe it or not, folks, that is everything that you get inside that, that envelope. It just... like I said, just seems a bit like bit overkill on it with the envelope. Right, so onto the Steelbook itself. Now this is why I wanted to get this released. It's the Steelbook. You know, the box itself is beautiful. You know, the little extras, yeah, you know, I couldn't really care about them. But it was the Steelbook that I desperately wanted. And check out the artwork on this. So as you can see as well, this has a clear slipcase on it. And hopefully this is a starting trend. I want to see more of these because I know everyone seems to be a fan of them out there. So yeah, I do love that. I love that the way it's the gateway, it's an eyeball, and then you got a couple of hands grabbing. So I think that is yeah, I'm really digging on that artwork. I think it's amazing. So right, take us around to the spine of it here, and then you got Event Horizon, and to the back artwork. And check this out. Isn't that incredible? You got the Event Horizon spacecraft, and then again you've got that kind of eyeball. Really am digging on that. So that is the slipcase that has the Event Horizon on it. Then the rest is just the Steelbook is just the eyeball itself. So yeah, really do love the slipcase on this, and I'm going to just remove it, and that gives you just a little closer look at it. It really is nice. Right, so I'll move that to a side, and then we will bring in the Steelbook and have a proper look at it. And I have to admit, like, the Steelbook is beautiful, there's no question about it, but you do need that slipcase with it because, yeah, it's just not near as impressive. So as you can see sort of in the middle there, I'll just put that up close, you can sort of see Sam Neill, and he's ripping the eyes out of himself. So, yeah, really nice Steelbook. And then take us around to the back, and it's just much the same. Now, the funny thing is, I just realised what's going on here. I presume that when I open the Steelbook up, it's just going to be two eyes staring at me, which is going to be kind of creepy. So, there we go. And, yeah, I presume that's what they were going for. I'd like to think so. So, there's something very creepy about that. Wow. Right, so, bring us around. Got a few postcards here, but I'll show you the disc first, and then I'll go on to them postcards. So that is your 4K disc, and as you can see there, folks, it does say Dolby Atmos on the disc. You do not get Dolby Atmos with it, I'm sorry to say. And then that is your Blu-ray disc, and then that leads us to the inside of the Steelbook, and check that out. That looks really cool. Again, it's I presume that could be Jack Noseworthy at the gateway. So, very nice Steelbook, do love it. And then that brings us last onto the postcards that you get with it. So, let's have a quick look at these. So, right, so we have this postcard here, and you'd be lucky to see that in the movie. I remember Empire magazine years ago putting this picture on that magazine, and I remember going to see the movie, and you couldn't see the scene. So don't get that's a bit of a misleading postcard, if I'm completely honest. So that's a behind the scenes shot where you can see the cast and crew there, and the set design. That really is amazing. So right, so you've got a few stills there of the tree there. Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, and Joey King. Oh no, what's her name? Joey Richardson, sorry. And then you got more of the crew there of the Lewis and Clark. And of course they got Lawrence Fishburne. So yeah, just a couple of little postcards there. I think it's, what, 6 of them you get all together. So that is everything you get in this set, folks. It's not by means the best set I've ever seen. The Steelbook is beautiful, but it's only beautiful because it has that clear slipcase. That envelope with the patches seems just a bit of an overkill, but the hard box is quite beautiful, and all in all, I'm very happy. Right, folks, so there you have it. That is the Event Horizon, and it's a nice set. I have seen better, but it is a very nice set, and the Steelbook is absolutely beautiful. Right, but before we get on to talking about the 4K transfer, let's get through some technical aspects first. It's got an aspect ratio of 235:1. It supports HDR and Dolby Vision. It's got a Dolby True 5.1, so no DTS:X or Dolby Atmos. It's got a running time of 96 minutes, and it's a native 4K disc. Right folks, so for this video, I am not going to be showing any picture-in-picture comparisons with the 4K and the Blu-ray, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the Dolby Vision on this 4K disc has darkened the picture so much, my camera simply will not pick it up. So I don't think it's fair, because the Blu-ray is considerably brighter compared to this 4K disc. And I have to admit, when I did some of the comparisons, the Blu-rays actually look better. Some of them look better. Some of them didn't, some of them did. Actually, a lot of them did. And I just felt it wasn't right to kind of show them, because it's a bad representation of this movie on 4K. But having said that, I honestly think you have to temper your expectations a little bit on this one. Think about the movie you are watching. You are watching Event Horizon. You know, there is no natural light in this. This is a very bleak looking movie. And for the most part, the 4K had done a great job of capturing that bleakness. But there is no denying that the Dolby Vision has darkened this picture too much. I honestly think it's too dark. The black levels and the shadow detail, for the most part, are decent. Again, I've seen far better. I really have. As for the Dolby Vision itself, the only thing I could see that was kind of different was, again, maybe just making them black levels that little bit more inky, or just improving the shadow detail a bit. Whenever you do see a bit of colour in this, I sometimes thought the Dolby Vision was a bit, it was a bit too aggressive. Just look at the scene where Sam Neill in the changing the circuits in that little air duct that he's in. The greens just look a little too aggressive, especially when you compare it to the Blu-ray. But other than that, I felt that it was an okay upgrade over the previous Blu-ray. There's definitely an upgrade. But I think that if you do have the Blu-ray by Paramount, and if you definitely know, again, this is the Paramount that I'm basing it off, because I don't have the Scream Factory release of it. But something's telling me that if you do have the Scream Factory release on Blu-ray, and then you compare it to this release, the 4K release, something's telling me are going to be very disappointed with the picture quality. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of difference there. There is like I said, there's a minor difference over the Blu-ray. Again, it's all to do with darkness and brightness. You know, the Blu-ray is incredibly bright. This one's incredibly dark. It all depends on what you prefer. We get no Dolby Atmos, of course, with this, and we only get the true Dolby 5.1 that was on that Paramount release. And look, it sounded great on that Blu-ray. It really did, but come on. We are talking about Event Horizon here. You know, this movie is full of atmosphere, and we should have had a Dolby Atmos soundtrack with this. And for some strange reason, again, Paramount opted against it. You know, I'll never fully understand it. You know, you go to the work of, you know, trying to make the picture quality as best as you can, and then you just throw the audio away. You can't be bothered. Now, not taking anything away from the true Dolby 5.1 that you do get with it. It does sound great. You do get a good separation with your speakers. But you're missing all the kind of the atmospherics that you would have got if you had a Dolby Atmos soundtrack with this. So all in all, folks, is it the best the movie's ever looked? Absolutely. Now, again, just going over that Paramount release, the Scream Factory release, I honestly don't know. I don't own it, so I'd be very curious to hear your thoughts out there. But from what I see, it is the best it's looked. But again, you really do have to temper your expectations on this one, unfortunately. So that is it, folks. That is it. So as per usual, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you could leave a comment down below. And please do share your thoughts on this movie and what did you think of the transfer. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.